Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG coming at you from the Skelebyte Processing Unit in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. How's everybody out there doing today, baby? Hope you guys are doing better than these skeletons inside of this grinding chamber. What is going down in here? There's like a civil war happening between the Cyberdog Nation. Wow, they're just killing each other. This is kind of interesting and kind of curious to watch. I guess they're spotting me through the hole over here, trying to hit me and then hitting one of their friends in the butt by mistake. And that's causing a little bit of civil unrest in the grinding chamber. Oh man, they're kind of cute though, aren't they? Anyway, guys, welcome back. Hope you got a tasty beverage, something crunchy to snack on. I got a delicious cup of tea, if you'll give me one moment over there. Some of the Queen's finest for today's episode. We're going to be doing a bunch of grinding today, guys. Oh my goodness. I've had an epiphany. I've had a great idea for a way to generate a ridiculous amount of apples. And the reason that we're going to need some apples today, guys, is because we've started working on the Netherdrive, a giant silo on the Nether board that is going to be holding a double chest worth of all the reasonably collected items in Minecraft. And, well, we're going to be doing this alphabetically, all of this item collecting. And first up on the alphabet is A, which means apple. So I guess we got to find a way to get a ridiculous amount of apples. And by a ridiculous amount of apples, I mean a full double chest's worth of apples. So yeah, should be an interesting episode. I've got a plan, my friends. Don't you worry, okay? I've got a plan. I've been doing a little bit of preparing this morning on the Nether board, trying to figure out exactly how we were going to do this. And I guess I've been trying to define what I mean by reasonably acquired item in Minecraft, right? I mean, a reasonably acquired item in Minecraft is like cobblestone or dirt or any of those sort of things. Those are sort of reasonably acquired. And a nether star, I guess, is not very reasonably acquired. So nether star is out. Cobblestone is in, obviously. But what about the humble apple? Is the apple a reasonably acquired item in this game? Is it going to be easy for us to get a double chest worth of apples, or stacks of apples, rather? I mean, how many apples do we actually have to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 times 6 is 54. We need to get 54 full stacks of apples. And I hope I've done that maths right. Oh my goodness, I never learn. Never do maths on camera. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little bit more maths in today's episode though, guys. So if I do mess up, please do forgive me. Don't be judging my math skills, okay? It's reasonably late in the evening, and my brain is kind of turning off right now. Anyway, I've been working out here near the giant silo, which, by the way, is looking pretty cool, right? I've done a little bit of work in this thing. Let me show you what I've done inside of this thing. It's looking kind of sweet if I can land up here. Yeah, we still got the Mumbo face down there, which looks pretty cool, but I've done a little bit of work on the walls too, and it's looking really nice. I kind of like how it's turning out in here, man. It kind of looks like something Mumbo would make, though, doesn't it? I saw one of you guys in the comments saying that this basically looks like one of Mumbo's storage facilities, which I guess is a compliment. I'll take it. But yeah, anyway, I've been trying to figure out the best way to collect, well, a ridiculous amount of apples. And I've done a little bit of research into the humble apple in Minecraft, and it turns out there is some very interesting facts that I have discovered. Apparently, according to the Minecraft wiki, or the Minecraft wiki that I discovered, you have about a 25% chance to get an apple out of an oak tree. You've got about 60% chance to get an apple out of a dark oak wood tree. So you've got more chance of getting apples out of dark oak wood trees, but of course, it's much more expensive to grow dark oak wood trees, right? So instead of dark oak wood trees, I've decided to use oak trees to gather all of these apples. Now, the advantages of growing oak trees, of course, for this particular task, is that we're going to be able to get 3 resources for our item silo out of this particular farm. We're going to be able to get leaves, we're going to be able to get logs, of course, oak logs, and we're going to be able to get apples too. So and saplings. So we can actually get 4 things from this particular farm. 4 out of the 350 items that we need to collect can come from this particular farm. And that's kind of exciting. So what I've done over here is I've set up a little example of how I want to create an apple farm. And as you can see, it's very, very, very simple. We've got a bit of dirt that we're growing the tree on, and then 5 blocks above that dirt, we've got another bit of dirt that is stopping that oak tree growing into one of those big oak trees. That's because we don't want to be harvesting big oak trees, especially if we're going to be growing a lot of these trees, which we are going to be doing, right? Instead, we just want to be able to harvest them quite quickly like this. And this is going to allow us to, I guess, spend as little time as possible gathering a ridiculous amount of apples, right? I don't want to spend my entire life gathering apples, so I'm trying to make the most efficient farm possible. So this is the plan, right? To set up something like this somewhere on the server that is going to generate a ridiculous amount of apples. However, we are going to have to make this farm absolutely massive. I think I've got an example in one of these shulker boxes over here. I think it's over here. Yes. Okay, so if we consider exactly how many of these trees we need to create to generate one stack of apples, we can do that using a little bit of maths, right? So we know that one tree has got about a 25% chance to give us an apple, right? So to make 64 apples, or a stack of 64 apples, we are going to need to create, 4 times 64, right? So we're going to need to create 256 trees to generate one stack of apples. So, in other words, we are going to have to plant 4 stacks of oak saplings and harvest them in order to get one stack of apples. I think we're going to get many more saplings out of that, of course, because one tree can generate, I think, up to 6 saplings. I don't actually know the maths on this. Why am I taking these out of here? We're going to keep these in here, actually. So we're going to need to create 256 trees in order to get one stack of apples, right? And 256 trees is going to take up a ridiculous amount of space, as you guys can probably imagine. So I've got a very sneaky plan for us today, where we are going to be planting this giant oak wood forest, which is basically what it's going to become, right? I'm also going to take all of these shulker boxes with me, barring this black one over here, because of course we're going to need to collect all of these items and bring them back here to the giant silo, to the nether disk, so that we can start storing them. Speaking of which, though, to grow all of those trees and to harvest them efficiently, we're going to need a ridiculous amount of bone meal too, which is why I kicked off today's episode, killing some of them skelebutts. Let's head over here into storage module Gamma, and we should have a ridiculous amount of bones over here too. So let's throw a bunch of bones into the shulker box. Let's just take all of these bones out, because I'm guessing we're probably going to go through all of this bone meal in order to get a double chest of apples. Oh man, I'm very curious to see whether this is going to work out or not, guys. I gotta tell you, man, it's sort of working in my brain, but in practice might be a different story. I also want to take a shulker box worth of stone also, because I want to create this farm in a very curious place. Now, while I'm on my way there, I want to see if you guys can figure out exactly where we are going right now. Where could we possibly set up a giant oak wood farm that is going to be, well, firstly, safe for us, right? That isn't going to kill us with mob spawning and whatnot. And secondly, isn't going to ruin the look of the server. Isn't going to be somewhere that's going to look really ugly for other hermits to discover. That is the conundrum that I'm putting you guys in right now. Let's see if you can figure it out. Now, one of the things that we are going to need to collect, though, hang on, here we go. This is the shulker box with the stuff in it. Is one of the things we're going to be collecting from this farm are leaves, right? And for that, we're going to need to go through a butt ton of shears. Now, I figured out this morning, for the first time in my life playing Minecraft, that you can actually put unbreaking on shears. I didn't actually know that you could enchant shears with unbreaking. So I've got a bunch of unbreaking books over here, and I just want to enchant all of these shears. Some of these books actually have curse of binding on them, which is kind of interesting. It's not really going to bother us, though. We can't actually get rid of an item with curse of binding on it until we die or the item breaks. So I'm hoping that these shears with the curse of binding on them are actually going to break before... Wait, hang on. I could actually put... What? That's weird. Okay, so you can't put curse of binding onto shears. Well, who said you don't learn something on a ReNDoG video? Am I right, guys? That is crazy. I didn't actually know that was a thing. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of unbreaking 3 shears now. One of them has efficiency 3, though, which is kind of curious. So hopefully we'll be able to collect a double chest worth of leaves also using those shears without them breaking or without us having to create any more. I don't actually know how effective unbreaking 3 is on shears, but I guess we will discover for ourselves in a moment. Now, have you guys worked out where we're going to be installing this giant apple farm yet? You've been racking your brain? I hope so. I'm sure some of you really smart Minecraft players out there have already worked it out. But let's head all the way up here to Iskal's nether portal, which is going to take us, quite conveniently, to the top of the Nether. Oh man, I can't think of any better place to set up a giant, really ugly oak tree farm than right up here in the middle of freaking nowhere. Am I right? I mean, who's ever going to see this? This is absolutely perfect. The only thing that I'm concerned about are ghasts. I don't think that ghasts spawn up here. I've been up here many, many times because this is, of course, where Iskall has his pigman farm. This is where we do a lot of our repair work up in that general direction. And I've never seen a ghast up here. So, hopefully, this is going to work out for us. Now, we're going to have to get cracking with some serious block placing over here. So let's start off with a whole bunch of stone and a whole bunch of dirt. I guess we can already work out exactly how much dirt we need, right? We need 4 stacks of dirt to do this because we're going to be planting 4 stacks of oak trees. So what we're going to do over here, do I have some oak saplings in the inventory? Yes, I do. Oh my goodness. I really hope that oak trees can be grown in the Nether. If these oak trees can't be grown in the Nether, Cyberdogs, I'm going to face palm my freaking skull right off my face, so to speak. Let's have a look. Can they be planted here? Yes, they can. Okay, awesome. That's good. That's really good. We can continue with the episode then. Now, we're going to have to place 4 stacks of dirt, 4 different spots to grow oak trees up here. And I guess what we also need to make sure is that each of the trees is going to have enough space to actually grow all of its leaves, right? So I'm going to give the tree about 6 blocks of space in between the 2 different planting positions so that this tree will have 3 blocks to grow leaves, this tree will have 3 blocks to grow leaves, and that way we will maximize the amount of leaves that get spawned by this particular farm. I hear a ghast. That's not good. But yeah, that's the sort of idea behind the farm, right? So, there's one more thing that we need to do here, of course, and that is stunt the growth of the tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to only allow these trees to grow 6 blocks tall over here, right? So let's just get rid of these. There we go. So that's going to be a 5 block high tree, I guess. And let's see if this is actually going to work, because I'm a little bit concerned that these trees might not grow up here, but let's just check it out. They do grow. Okay, perfect. And look at the leaf color. That's really cool. Okay, so that tree's grown. Now, this isn't a very big one, so it's only grown 2 leaves in this direction, but every now and then, I think what we will find is a tree that will grow 3 leaves, right? No, okay, but anyway, I think that's okay. How many blocks are we leaving up here? 2 blocks? Are we leaving 2 blocks over here? Okay, that's interesting. I guess that's probably enough space, though, because if this block grew 3 leaves in this direction and this tree grew 3 leaves in this direction, then we don't want those leaves to intersect, right? We want maximum spawnage. I guess what we could do is a little bit of experimenting here. Can we actually get a tree to grow 3 leaves on the horizontal? So what was that? 1, 2. Oh wait, hang on. Let's start this again. Cyberdog dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of all of these and plant another oak tree over here. I'm sorry about that, by the way. The Queen's beverage seems to not be sitting very well in my stomach right now. It wants to come back up to bite me, man. Anyway, let's grow this final one. Let's see if we can get 3 leaves grown. Okay, so it looks like this particular farm isn't really, these blocks aren't really necessary over here, right? And that's going to make it just a much bigger farm if we do it this way, instead of a more compact farm. But I don't know if that really matters or not. That's very curious. I've just learned something that I did not know in Minecraft, guys. Apparently, the dirt block at the very top of these oak trees is not the block that we need to use to stunt the growth of the trees. In both of these examples over here, I had a dirt block 6 blocks up from here, but the giant tree actually replaced that dirt block with the logs and thus grew the giant trees themselves. So looks like dirt is perhaps not the correct material to use over here. So I'm thinking maybe what we need to do here is actually use stone to stunt the growth of the trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just plant another couple of these over here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th one will be stone, like that. Let's see if the tree will actually grow through that stone. It might be a server tick issue or something that does that. But as you can see, that is actually not working at all now, which is very, very interesting. Why is that not working all of a sudden? It seems to work with the dirt, but it doesn't seem to work with the stone. What happens if we bring the stone 1 block further down? Is that going to allow the tree to grow? Wow, we are churning through this bone meal like nobody's business. Okay, that's very curious indeed. Apparently, the trees don't like growing when there's stone up there either. What happens if we raise the stone by 1 block also? This is very strange. Even though I'm a log feller, I have never really experimented with growing trees to this particular level. So this is kind of strange. Okay, so what happens if we put a stone block above the dirt block? Is that going to allow the tree to grow? Let's have a look. That's not going to grow the tree either. Okay. Oh, there we go. That is going to grow the tree. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to put a stone block above the dirt block to stop this happening. Although I guess if this happens every now and then, it's not the end of the world. It's going to mean more saplings, more leaves, and more materials anyway. But yeah, that's probably how I'm going to set it up. And I guess I will set up the space between the trees to be 5 blocks wide, just so that this farm doesn't end up being absolutely massive. But yeah, I guess I'm also going to need another 4 stacks of dirt because we're going to be using a dirt up there and a dirt up there. So, derp, back to the nether board for me. When my brain conjured up this idea this morning, guys, I knew that this nether apple grove was going to be absolutely massive. But it looks like I might have underestimated the sheer ginormity of this project. It's going to be absolutely crazy, man. I'm trying to figure out exactly how big we need to make this grid of trees. And I think it's probably going to be about as far as you can see into the distance, which is actually going to look really cool. What we need to do, of course, is install 256 positions to plant our oak trees, and that means we need a grid of 16 by 16 planting positions. So I've got a bit of dirt here, separated by 5 smooth stone blocks, and that's gone all the way over to here. This is the 16th dirt spot, and now what we're going to do is go 16 in that direction, and basically just make like a giant square, a giant grid upon which we can plant our oak trees. And the reason, of course, I'm adding these blocks in between the planting positions is so that we can harvest them nice and efficiently, right? We can just walk from tree to tree without having to jump over the block or whatever. Just making our life a little bit easier here doing this ridiculous apple farm. I have no idea whether this is even going to work or not, guys. So, yeah, let me see if I can get this grid installed and, well, then we'll let the madness begin. Well, as expected, Cyberdogs, this nether apple grove is absolutely ginormous. I think it looks really cool, though. I love how these rows look. It kind of looks like, I don't know, like a tilled earth or something, right? Like some sort of tilled land somewhere. Although this is tilled land in hell, which I guess would be made out of stone, right? If you were to plant crops and stuff in hell, it would probably be made out of these materials. Anyway, this is where we're going to be trying to generate 1 stack of apples. So if I've got my maths correct over here, guys, we're going to plant 256 oak trees over here. And by harvesting all of those oak trees, we should get 1 stack of apples. Hopefully, we'll get many more stacks of apples than that. And I'm hoping that I've done my maths completely wrong. So maths geniuses out there, please double check me. Unfortunately for me, though, guys, the grind for this project is literally just beginning because I now have to install 256 of the following tree growth stunting mechanisms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a stone block on top. And then we get rid of these blocks over here. So I've got to make 256 of those on the grid. And then we will be ready to actually plant our trees. Well, guys, looks like we've got our first major problem for this farm. I was installing those tree growth stunters that you can see behind me, and a ghast spawned somewhere around here. And I think that they are spawning on top of the smooth stone bricks over here, right? Yeah, we've given them enough space to spawn. They've got 5 blocks to spawn, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so they do have enough room to spawn on top of these stone slabs or stone bricks over here. That's really bad, guys. That's really, really bad. And I should have thought about that before I started this particular project. So you know what? Shall we take a moment to facepalm together? Yeah, let's do it. Frickin' idiot, Ren. I think I'm probably going to have to replace all of these particular blocks with either slabs or glass. I'm thinking slabs are probably going to be the easiest thing to do, right? So I'm probably going to have to just dig up all of this smooth stone, change it to slabs, and reinstall it as slabbage, and that should solve the ghast spawning issue of the apple farm. This little face derp has added about an hour or so to my recording time today, guys. But you know what? This is what happens when the ReNDoG tries to get technical in Minecraft. Things go wrong, and I spend the entire day undoing what I've done before that was wrong, if you know what I'm saying. I've cleaned up all of that smooth stone, and I'm going to be replacing it with slabs, and that should hopefully fix our ghast spawning problem. By the way, those of you guys who are wondering, Moses is still alive. He's in my inventory. I believe that in the previous episode, I actually didn't have him in my inventory, so well spotted, you guys out there who spotted that Moses was missing. Yes, it's my fault. I left him somewhere in a shulker box somewhere, but I found him. He's back in the inventory, and now we can get busy continuing this farm. The reason I'm using slabs for this, by the way, guys, is so that I can still walk from tree to tree without having to jump over the block. Basically going to function in exactly the same way that those smooth stone brick or those smooth stone bridges were going to work for us in this farm. But yeah, this time around, it's a slab. So back to the grindstone, baby. Cub fan's going to be very confused by this answer. We're growing trees in the Nether, casual styles. I'm pretty sure if trees grew in hell, they would be made out of dirt with leaves made out of slabbage. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, this place is looking absolutely crazy, guys. Just run out of dirt. I've been working on installing those tree growth stunter mechanisms, and what I'm going to have to do is take down all of these pillars now to get the dirt back so that I can complete this task. And yeah, as I said, this is going to take me much longer than I thought it would, guys. I thought I could do this in one episode, but yeah, as you guys can see, the grind it's real. It is real today. So I think I'm probably going to end the episode here, guys. We will continue with this project in the next episode, and hopefully we'll be able to quite easily get ourselves a stack of apples so that we can start the filling of the Netherdrive before the end of Season 5, which hopefully is very far away, because we're going to need a lot of time to collect all of these items in Minecraft. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, you know what to freaking do, baby. You smack that like button, and you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from your boy, the ReNDoG. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to continue the grind, and we'll smell you all in the next episode.